أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. It gives me great pleasure to have uh, to share this platform with Jameel and his mother Suraya. Thank you so much for joining us today. And the reason why I've asked them to come and share the stories because I personally have been inspired, greatly inspired by their story, and how Jameel's beautiful journey has come along, and how his mother Suraya has just helped propel this journey. And I just came across Jameel's journey recently, and I've been following it very closely and keenly ever since, and it's just been a big inspiration for me. And that's why I thought we'd have this conversation, just so that we can find out a bit more about his journey, and also to be able to learn from it, and also pick up hints and tips on so that we can improve our journey with the Holy Quran. So without further ado, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Thank you so much, Jamila and Suraya. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this for us. Was there any time where you felt that he was forgetting what he was learning as he was memorizing more and more surahs, or was it plain sailing, or the more challenges that he faced?
No, alhamdulillah, I think he's been quite good. He does tend to forget verses in between, and when I ask him, Jameel, come on, shall we do it? He'll say, no, I don't want to do it. And now I know the reason why he doesn't want to do it. It's because he's forgotten 1 or 2 verses in between. And we're like, okay, we'll practice it before we do it. But generally, I think, alhamdulillah, he's quite good. And I keep on practicing the surahs that we've already done before. So if we have, we were doing Juz Amma. So before I went to the next surah, I made sure he knows the surahs that we've already memorized. So we would go through all the surahs first before we started the next surah, just to keep that consistency going and he doesn't forget it.
So. That's really good. And I know you touched on it previously, but what is the technique that you use for Jameel to be able to memorize?
Listening. I think it's mostly listening a lot, and the app that I have is very good, so I can keep it on repetition. So he will listen to it quite a few times.
The whole surah, or verse by verse?
No, just one verse by verse. It has to, especially if it's longer verses, like when he was doing Juma and Saf. The verses are quite long in there. It would at times take him 2 days as well, 2 or 3 days if the verses are very long. And so we would do verse by verse, and then I would do it with him repeatedly, and I let him have a go. He would get stuck like the normal, I think, when we're memorizing, and I'll help him, and then he'll master it. So
nice. So then you'd keep it on. So let's say you're working on verse 1 of a particular surah. You'd keep it on the whole time, like in the car or at home.
No, Jameel doesn't like it in the car at all, because he has this. But we do it at night. So before he's going to sleep, I have the Quran speaker. So whatever surah he's learning, we'll concentrate on that surah at night. So now we're doing Surah Mursalat, because we're doing that. He'll listen to it at night. So, and that way. But car, no, he doesn't want to listen to Quran in the car.
No?
It has to be nasheeds or no-has, all those sorts of things.
Good. No, that's good.
Be a variety.
No, that's very good. So it's interesting that his main optimum time of memorizing is at night before going to sleep.
Morning. It's morning. And it has to be consistent. So it's Monday to Friday. He has a break on weekends.
Okay, good.
Mostly. We managed to do a lot during summer holidays, Easter holidays, because we have a lot of time. Then he's not rushing to school. So I tend to push a bit more during holidays, and we managed to do a bit more, just to make the most of the time that we have.
And how long would you spend in the mornings with him?
So usually when it's school days, it's just about 10-15 minutes maximum. 10-15 minutes. During holidays, I'd stretch it to 25-30 minutes.
Okay.
When he
And
doesn't.
how many verses would you be able to go through in 15 minutes?
So, like I said, if it's longer verses, then it would just be one verse. If it's shorter verses, like we did Surah Rahman, we're doing Surah Mursalat, we managed to do 3-4 verses at a time, and I think he's getting better at it. And the repetition of words that he has heard in other surahs, it all makes it easier, I think, for him to remember.
Does he ever mistake or go for one surah? I do this all the time. Like I've started with one surah and then I've ended it at a different surah. Has he ever done that or?
So no, he never does that.
Okay, that's good.
Muhammad Kumail, my younger one, does that, and Jameel does not like it when somebody does that. Yeah, he even himself, he gets very upset if he himself has made a mistake. It has to be right.
So he holds high standards for himself, huh?
He gets very emotional and upset that why did I make that mistake? Yeah, you would see tears at that time with him, not.
No, so that's really, really good, because that means that he's going to push himself naturally to improve and go forward. So that's really nice. Jameel, I have a few questions for you, if that's okay. What was the first surah that you ever memorized?
For the Lady Fiza Quran competition, which ones did you do?
First I did Baladan Inshiqaq.
Oh, nice. Very, very good. And you enjoyed reciting it in the competition?
Yes.
That's good. That's really good.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. سبح اسم ربك الأعلى الذي خلق فسوى والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى فجعله غثاء أحوى سنقرئك فلا تنسى إلا ما شاء الله إنه يعلم الجهر وما يخفى ونيسرك لليسرى فذكر إن نفعت الذكرى سيذكر من يخشى ويتجنبها الأشقى الذي يصلى النار الكبرى ثم لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا قد أفلح من تزكى وذكر اسم ربه فصلى بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى إن هذا لفي الصحف الأولى صحف إبراهيم وموسى صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Thank you so much for that beautiful recitation, Jameel. Always nice to hear your recitation, and I've heard quite a few of your recitations. So keep it up and keep on sending us your videos. Always look forward to listening to your recitation. And finally, ikhfa. Very ikhfa for me, it's something, okay, I know the rule. Now to apply it consistently is a completely different ballgame. And to consistently apply it, that's what Jameel is doing. Again, was it a similar sort of journey, or did you feel that he was inconsistently applying, or has he just been reciting what he's been listening to?
I think it's all listening, to be honest. He's just picking it up. He's listening it, yeah. I haven't had to, make him learn any rules in that sense. I have told him what rules are there. And he was very interested when I mentioned the kalkala. And so yesterday I was following your lesson on idgham, and I've been telling him, so every time I follow a lesson, I talk to him about it. So we love talking about Quran, the rules and all. Nice. And he tends to pick it up very quickly. So I was telling him about the Yarmaloon letters that you'd mentioned and all. And Yeah, so he quite enjoys doing it. I wouldn't say we're actually implementing the rules as we would be doing it with him. It's just from listening and learning. So that's our next step, to get him to understand the rules.
No, to be honest, I feel that when my journey with the Quran was that I was listening a lot, and as a result, I was reciting the rules, but I didn't know the rules theoretically as well. It's up until recently, probably a few years ago, where when I had to start teaching, that's when I had to learn the theory part of the rules. But now there's a lot more emphasis theory, and then what's happening is that it's getting lost in translation from theory to practical. So I think this should definitely be the way forward in terms of being able to recite it and then obviously knowing the theory behind it as well. So no, thank you so much for your time, and really appreciate. I know you're between the two kids. Jameel, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It was really nice to see you again. Inshallah, we'll meet soon. Once everything opens up, inshallah, we can meet soon. Ahsan. So there we have it. We have Jameel and Sureya's and his mom Sureya's story. Inshallah, we can all learn from this. There's a lot that we can learn and a lot of inspiration that we can take from this. So let's all of us try and improve our relationship with the Quran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.